Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Graveyard Talking. I'm your host Randy, and today we're coming to you from Redford Cemeteries, Redford Township, Michigan. This cemetery started out as a 1 acre cemetery from a guy whose last name was Nankin. There's a community, a big community that used to be here. It's no longer here. More or less, it still has a name, but it's not really much of a name, not much of a place anymore. But anyways, he gave an acre of land to start the cemetery, and over the years it's increased probably to 10, 12 acres. Some of it is in Redford Township, some of it's in Detroit. Probably that way is Detroit. This is the old Redford area this way. I don't know. But anyways, for you guys, this is your first visit here. For me, it's my second visit. So I was here not all that long ago. I was here to do a video, and I did a video. I'm going to move my mic down just a little bit. I'm watching my numbers there, and they were just a little high for me. So I done a video here about 2 or 3 weeks ago. Now the reason I'm here is because over this way, you can hear that, you might be able to hear the noise of the traffic behind me, but over this way a little ways is the gardeners, I used to call him, of this area, is buried. It's said that if you get close enough to his grave and you stand there long enough, you can smell death. Now I am on top of a hill, and I'll show you here, and you'll see that I am on top of a hill. Now it's also said that if you climb up on top of this hill, that you can hear the cries of a woman. Now, when I was here a few weeks ago, I smelt nothing, nor did I hear the cry of a woman. But I did talk to a man named Bill, who he was either the person who stabbed somebody, or he was the person who got stabbed and died, and he wanted to apologize, but that's about all I could get out of it. So I don't know what happened, if he was the assailant or if he was the victim. I also talked to a woman who is buried here, and what it sounded like is she was her family, she was the first one to die. I'm going to take a guess it was her husband. I never did get an answer out of it, but she died before her husband did. And it sounded like they were from Tennessee, because she's here and she's upset because she's here, but her family went back down to Tennessee and didn't take her with them. Now, I know spirits can travel. Spirits have told me many times, and you can see Topa's with me again today watching my back. And we know spirits can travel. But I got the distinct feeling that she was upset because her body, her physical remains, weren't taken back to Tennessee, where probably the husband is probably buried by now. I don't know who she is, if she's a recent burial or if she's an old-time burial. Hopefully she'll come up and talk to us today. I don't know, we'll see. So with that, we'll get into today's session. Now I'm back here because while you could hear me on that video, and if I can, I'll put a little segment of it up here with the audio come out crappy. It wasn't the spirit's fault. It was my fault. I tried something new with 2 microphones, and the second microphone interfered with the first microphone and just did not work. There's nothing, you know everything about me? So now we're trying it back the old way that I used to do it, and we'll see what happens. So to all the spirits here in Redford Cemetery, my name is Randy. If you remember, I was out here a couple weeks ago. I talked to Bill. I got a feeling Bill was over this way somewhere. I talked to Bill a few weeks ago who was a stabbing victim. I talked to a lady who was upset, the spirit of a lady who was upset because she wasn't buried with her family. I'm hoping you two will come back up and talk to me. I'll try to hear you over the noise of the automobiles. And so with that, does anybody, and I'm not here to harm anybody, I just want to find out your story. Would anybody like to start off today? Grab my phone. Anybody like to start off today talking to me, telling me your story?
Bill.
Well, let me ask specifically, Bill, we talked to you the other day about what happened to you. Are you here, Bill? So I heard Bill, and then I heard he's at peace. So I heard something about Bill and he's at peace. Bill, was that you? And once again in there I heard I'm at peace. Bill, would you like to talk about the stabbing again?
There's no. That's fine.
I want
You.
Adrian.
Okay, I heard I'll be fine in there. I also heard Adrian. Bill, you were talking the other day about being stabbed. Were you the one that did the stabbing? You talked about an apology. Were you the one that was stabbed, and are you asking for an apology? Or were you the person who stabbed the other person and took their wallet and wanted to apologize?
I lady that it's a great candy.
Well, I heard both in there, and Bill, I don't think you can be both unless you try to rob somebody and then that person in turn stabbed you. We never really established what had happened. So can you give us a little bit more information on what happened?
That
Oh, don't.
Well, let me ask you directly, Bill. Were you the robber? Not getting much, boy. I'm hoping Bill really comes up. Bill, are you still here with us, Bill? Well, Bill, I just wanted to clarify your story because unfortunately, I'm not able to present that to the people watching this video. I just wanted to get your story and make it a little bit more clear.
You would be
What do you?
All right. We talked a little bit about this being Halloween time and what you all felt about Halloween in the season. All right, the first thing I heard in there was bad. Now, the last time I asked it last time, I heard horrible. So, and now I heard Mary Ellen in there. Hello, Mary Ellen. How are you doing? So far, I haven't heard anybody saying help. I did the other day when I was here. I did hear somebody said they needed help. Mary Ellen, are you here to help somebody? I heard home in there. I heard sure, and then later on I heard home. Are you here to help the crying lady, Mary Ellen? Not just her. But you are here to help her. Can you help her get back to Tennessee or to her family if she's not with them? So I heard and then I heard praying. And I said, you know, that's something, a question I have for you because, you know, I'm here on this journey, guys. I'm here on this journey for me. There's more days behind me than there are in front of me. And when it's my time, my last day, my last moment, my last second on earth, I want to know, in my last moment of consciousness, that I don't want to be afraid when I go. I want to know that there's something afterwards. I wish there was a pill I could take to live forever, but there's not. So when it's my time to go, I want to make sure that there's something else afterwards. So to the spirits here, do you still pray?
Upstairs. Him.
Heard a lot in there. I heard something like perhaps, priest, and I think I heard often. And of course, you know, as I always say, I don't hear anything, especially with this noise traffic going on, but I'll put it up here in words like I always do. So if you do pray, who do you pray to? Do you pray to God? And I'm not quite sure why a priest. You wouldn't pray to the priest. Are you telling me you were a priest, or who do you pray to?
There's a play. Keep.
We'll see if that comes out right. I heard Eucharist. So what if you weren't religious before you died? Is there a different experience being a spirit for non-religious people than religious people?
What?
All right, everyone, we're going to stop the video here for just a moment. You notice over my right shoulder, you see a white headstone and you see a dark headstone. Right beyond those, down the hill, about another 25, 30 feet is my car. Now you notice you don't see Topa. Topa is gone. Topa is sitting at the car, which is about 50 feet from me, and she is scared to death. Of course, I don't know it. We're filming. I'm doing the video. But notice what the ghost says. Your pet is lost. Well, my pet, my service dog, has left the area. She's never done that before, and she's gone to the car. Now, I didn't know she was gone to the car until after I was done videoing. When I got up, I noticed she wasn't there. As soon as I called her, she came running back to me. I wish I would have heard what the spirit had to say, and I would have stopped filming and gone and got Topa. Let's get back to the video, and let's see what else the spirits have to say. Do atheists become spirits? Let's put it that way. Non-believers. Do they become spirits?
Remember,
I heard question in there, but I thought I heard it say, give me your question. So I'll say it again. If you're not religious, if you don't believe in a God, or maybe you believe in a higher spirit, but not necessarily an organized religion or a God, or you're an atheist, or you just have no preference, do you become a spirit? Will you become a spirit? Is there a test you have to take? What happens when you die and you're a non-believer in God?
That around.
All right, well, I heard dead in there a couple of times. I thought I heard you're dead, so I guess maybe you're just dead. Nothing? Is it nothingness? You see nothing? What about a sinner? What about a sinner? Say someone who's committed murder. What about a sinner? What does he have to look forward to after death?
Where? I heard horrible. I heard prison. I heard sinner. So, I mean, there are a lot of sinners out there. There are a lot of people who commit, let's just say, murder or robbery. And they find God later on. Does that help? I don't know what I heard. We'll have to listen to it and see if I can pull anything out of that, because there's probably just as many, I mean, there's tons of religions. Who knows which one is right, if any. But there are probably just as many people who do not believe in what I would call an organized religion, doesn't follow a religious line. And I would think that if you're a good person in nature, if your nature of yourself is a good person, I doubt very much that you're going to end up in what we all fear the most, and that would be hell. You know,
So, I heard deserving prison. So, and that may be true, but that would be here on earth and not necessarily in the spirit world. I don't know. So let me ask you this question. What I have found out from you spirits is that you know a lot about me. For whatever reason, you seem to know a lot about me.
lot of you call my name when I don't even mention my real name. I have heard my wife's name. I've heard my son's name. I've heard all kinds of names, something that nobody else would know. What about me? What's going to happen to me when it's my time? When it's my time to join you guys in death, in the afterworld, do you know what's going to happen to me?
We move.
Me.
And he's falling.
Like him. I know.
Alrighty, I heard a few things in there. I'm going to put them up here. If I heard them, I didn't like them, what I heard. So we're going to let this go for about a minute to all the spirits here. This is your time to shine. Your time to tell us anything you want to tell us. We'll let it go for about 1 minute, and then we'll wrap it up. Alrighty, so we'll wrap this one up here. With that, my name's Randy, and I want to thank you for joining me on my journey here to find out what's going to happen when it's my time to go into the spirit world. When I'm no longer walking up on top with you guys here. Will I be a spirit? Will there be nothing? Will it be just completely black? I don't know. This is my journey. This is what we're going to try to find out. So with that, I'll see all of you on the next one.